We are live! We are live here at LASC, LA School of Comedy. People tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. And that's what Hunter White said. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. We meet here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's all the same time. We will be expanding. We will have more days. But right now, let's just chill with this right now. This is enough for me. All right? This is enough for me. Oh, my God. I think that we should start off because we're a little early, because I always like to get the room warmed up with a little bit of politics. And let's see what he's got to say. The one and only Mark Zaffron coming to the table. Otherwise known as Hubby, huh?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Did you hear that? Oh dear.
All I can say is thank God I'm going back to New York so I don't put up with this anymore. Dragging me on her stage like I think I'm a comic. I'm no comic. Not funny. Just that the world is funny. See, things I tell you about are funny, right? It's the situations that we're in. This one America is one big situation comedy right now. I feel like I'm in an episode of All in the Family. And I just can't see Joe Biden as Archie Bunker. There's similarities, by the way. They're old and crotchety and they fall a lot. I can see him yelling, what's his wife's name? Jill! And calling it, and by the way, isn't Hunter Biden the epitome of meathead? Think about that. Hunter Biden, you guys don't know All in the Family, do you? None of you.
I do, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course. You're my generation.
Yeah.
All in the Family was a breaking, what would you call it? A barrier breaking show.
Diversity.
It was about an old, I don't even know what his ethnic background, call him American white bigot living in Queens. All right? And he had a son-in-law and a daughter who were liberals. And now liberals at that time today, we'd be not, it's more like me, we would be considered conservatives. But yeah, it's gotten crazy. As soon as everything got won, all right, and everything got lost, everything had to go crazier. Because you can't be a liberal today, right? And not believe supposedly liberal and not be woke. I've never woken up. Take my word for it. I'm not up. I am right where I was 30 years ago. And 30 years ago I was considered a radical. Now I'm considered an old man. I guess I'm not quite sure what it is. I don't believe it. That makes me into on the other side. You know, if the minute I disagree with my daughters, they tell me I voted for Trump.
The minute.
Basically, what I said to them is, it's a secret ballot, kids. You're not supposed to know who I voted for. You can't run around every time somebody agrees with you and call them a MAGA Republican. First of all, what in God's name is a MAGA Republican? Now, Patty could be a MAGA Republican.
Whoa.
But he's not. So I was watching an old Sons of Anarchy the other day. You anybody here watch Sons of Anarchy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there's an episode set in Patty's hometown.
Chi-town.
No, your real hometown.
Belfast.
Armagh.
I'm not supposed Belfast.
Yeah, in Belfast. And what do? They blow shit up and they shoot at each other. All right? That's what they do in Northern Ireland, or it did in those days.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I mean, like Patty says in his routine, there was always that smell of cordite in the air. And the sound of bombs. That was Northern Ireland in the day. But I wax non-poetic, so I'll leave you with this little thought. Is anybody paying attention? Has anybody had a problem with the IRS ever?
A little bit.
Let me tell you something about your problems with the IRS. You come in there and you're pissing in your pants. Right? You don't have 16 lawyers marching in there saying that they're wrong. You don't have your daddy, who's the Vice President of the United States, saying, no, it's no big deal. We know Hunter took $17 million that he didn't pay taxes on. It's okay. Right? He's my son. I didn't know when becoming a son of a politician gave you immunity. Because what I've noticed, and this is different, is I've been in these situations before. I knew a state senator who went to jail. Why did he go to jail? Because he was doing the same thing that Joe was doing, trying to shake everybody down for his retarded son. I'm not allowed to use that word anymore. See? Words change. Who wins changes the dictionary. So if I went into the IRS and I owed $17 million, I would be at the federal prison camp in Lompoc.
Oh.
They would have gotten me there awfully quick. Now we're talking about two systems of justice in America because we're worried about some gangbanger not getting adequate justice. Truth is, if you let him out on bail, they're just gonna be a gangbanger. You let Hunter. Hunter doesn't have bail. He didn't even get indicted. It's amazing. He pled guilty before the indictment. They've never said what the indictment was. They just cut the deal. So I'm looking at this deal and I'm saying, okay, they're not telling us what's really going on. So when it all broke that the judge actually read it, all right, which was rare, the judge read the deal and she says, well, wait a second. Doesn't this say that you're giving him absolute immunity? Now, I'm an attorney, and we were taught about two types of immunity, transactional and straight immunity. Only people who get immunity in America are rats. You got to tell. You got to be the one that ran into the U.S. attorneys first and told on your brothers, who are the ones that robbed that bank with you. That gets you immunity. And usually to get immunity, you have to plead to a lesser crime and get sentenced to something. 6 months probation, something. Hunter, no. What they were doing is they figured they would protect Joe, because what in the end is the whole thing? It's a crime family. It really is. I mean, John Gotti never did this well, and he died in a stainless steel jail.
Yeah.
Imagine spending the rest of your life shitting on a stainless steel toilet while everybody's watching in your bedroom. That's the problem with prison. The toilets are in your bedroom. All right? You got to do everything in your bedroom. You got to brush your teeth. You got to take a shit. Everything is done in your bedroom. Now, it's nice if it's the middle of the night when you're an old man. You got to get up and do something. But again, maybe you want a doorway between your bathroom and your bedroom. But I divert. In the end, Hunter Biden, all right, committed a crime of enough magnitude that he should have been serving 15 years. It wasn't the taxes, it was the gun charge. So here we are, and this is what I'll leave you with, and it's a thought. Every time there's a shooting, the first thing that Joe gets up and says, we got to have gun control.
Right.
We got to ban assault weapons.
Right.
We got to do this. In the meanwhile, the only person we know who committed a gun crime is his son. And the federal sentencing guidelines are 15 years. By giving him a diversion because he's supposedly a crack addict, listen to me. I could go down to Compton. I can go to Crenshaw. I can pick up lots of crack addicts. Believe me. But none of them are going to get this type of diversionary treatment. All right? You have to be in this country the son of a politician. And on that note, my old show that Sundar used to make me do used to be called Hell in a Handbasket. Well, because I started up saying that we're going to hell in a handbasket. The truth was I was 10 years too early. Because we really are going to hell in a handbasket now. All right?
Amen.
And those 10 years ago, I used to complain about Jimmy Carter. It was a joke, all right? It was a joke, yeah. But Jimmy Carter ain't nothing compared to Joe Biden, all right? And so I've now bored everybody with my political humor. I'm sure a few of you there are saying, get this fucking Republican. But in the end, what it really boils down to is America is fueled on one thing and one thing alone: money.
Okay. We gotta make that money. And I also forgot to make another announcement that this is not a place of employment. I forgot. I'm supposed to always say that. And I want to give a round of applause to our county concierge, Samantha Linderman. She really makes it happen. Sam, give me a few minutes today while I'm here. I want to see you up here. Come here.
Oh,
Show them what you got, girlie. You think there's a jerk the female comedies think again.
Okay. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never want to learn how to adjust an accent.
Oh.
We're going to get going.
No, it's fine. Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
Gotta refill my seat.
No, I'm not even stressed. I'm actually soothing me like the sound. That felt so like live comedy. Like plugging it in, like
White
wow.
noise.
And then like
Yes.
you know what I mean? I'm Sam. I had work today. So much, working, and it was bad. Like for lack of a better term. Like if you go to backward, like I haven't had time to really like process it and like word it up. it just was bad. Basically, I work at Bath and Body Works, thanks again, and I'm a greeter most of the time. But they try to disguise it as like, no, like you're outside, you're inside, like you're so crucial to the process of uncover, demo, and break away and re-engage. And but really, I'm just standing outside, and like I am incapable of shutting the fuck up. Especially when 80% of the job. Are you timing me, Holbert? Could you time me? Could you time me in a minute? Okay. I'm the best. So, what was I saying? Okay, I can't shut the fuck up, but 80% of my job is like being like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? And then like, so people will, so I'm like standing here in front of my store. We're charging my territory. I'm pissed all over them. And somebody will just be like walking like literally this close, like breast to breast. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're coming in the store. And they look at me like, what? And I'm like, what is this? Like people just like don't care. Like they just don't care. It's so weird. Because that shit just never happened in COVID, and now everyone's just kind of like,
Right?
you know what I mean? The cameras. There's so many cameras. And you see celebrities that like you don't want to see, but like it's still like Drake Bell. Like I saw Drake Bell and I forgot he was a pervert, and I was like, "You're awesome," and he looked at me like, you know, like I wasn't like a 12-year-old boy. Like he was really upset to be looking at me, and I was like, "Dude, chill." But dude, I would not care if I saw Josh Peck. My family saw Josh Peck at Factors Deli, and they were like, "We saw Josh Peck," and I was like, "He's like a vlogger now. Like he's like really once I become a dad, but like don't stop making YouTube videos." She's like, I don't want my dad making YouTube videos, like even if I'm a baby. There was somebody, I went on one coffee date with somebody. One.
Your whole life?
And no, like actually yes. But and then for 3 years we've been on an app called Snapchat. Now Snapchat is like it's just like you're gonna go to hell. Like it's like like if there's a hell and you use Snapchat for what like I would say like 70% of people are using, like it's just like I don't know, I can't explain it. Like it's awful. It's really bad there. Like the filters don't help. Like it's really unsafe. Like it's just unsafe. I was on there as a child. Well, okay, anyways, that's just out of my age. Sorry. Everyone gets so upset. Sorry, old people, they're like, don't say that, like you make me feel so young. I'm like, I'm just gonna take up space. You know what I mean? Anyways, Snapchat. And then one day I got a message and it said, he's got a girl. I was like, flattered you even message me, like, you know, like, we're just on this awful app. You know what I mean? Like, we're in different area codes. Like, and so I'm like, okay, like, I'm analyzing it, you know, and I'm like, he is not I. So somebody else has a phone. And so then, like, every other day I would, like, look up his username, and it was still gone. And then, like, you know, I made a fake Snapchat. It said music forever, but the A's were 4s. My name was Kyle with a fire emoji. And I said, I saw your stuff on SoundCloud. Now really fuck with it, man. Let's do that. The star 67 calls never went through. Then 3 days after I make the account, he Snapchats me and says he has no idea that happened. Like, I'm making moves. I'm just really making moves. Like, that's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
I know, like mental. Anyways, I don't know, I don't pick good ones. Like, I just don't pick good ones. And I make excuses. But it's really just me, you know? Like, Coke isn't sexy anymore. It's done. Like, why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't ask for it. You know, like, consent for that. Like, I don't know. Too much of that. When they have an issue with their mom, they like me. Is what I'm saying. Like, have you ever been about to have sex with somebody and they go, oh, my mom had hair like yours when she died?
God.
And he said he lived with his grandpa. This is like first time I met him, only time like hook up, and it's like, sir, it's a pleasure. Thank you for letting me in your home. Awful, disgusting. I had an affair, a night with why am I confessing? One time I kept saying stuff to my therapist, and she was like, "What do you want me to say?" And I was like, that I'm an asshole. And she's like, I'm not gonna say that. And you're not even Catholic, so why are you doing this? I need water so bad. That is so embarrassing. But also, like, it's the school of comedy.
Right.
These are 50 cents.
Right.
You should always have
They're
water.
down to $1 now.
What's my time?
Inflation.
5:30.
Oh, so 6:30. Okay. I'll just do a little more and then get out of here. But like, what is a non-binary skinhead? You know what I mean? What spectrum of woke am I on that I, as a Jew, continued? I can fix them. I don't know. Young youth. The old days. Yeah, the mall. I covered that part. I don't know. It's like when somebody looks at you and says restroom, like, it's a different kind of feeling. It's just different. Restroom, up the escalator to the right. What, is that the closest one? Dude, where you are is where the escalator is for my store. That's not stairs. They move. First testicles I ever saw. Pitbull on the escalator. Imagine that. No words for that.
Huge.
Huge. And just like, it was just so confusing. Like, I don't know. I learned what death was at the La Brea Tar Pit. I'm from LA. Anybody else? Nice, nice. That's real. You know, you all moved here for the dream. And I didn't have to do shit. Dude, growing up in LA, like being a teen, like, okay, so I didn't like sports. And like, I was religious by, I just had to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I lived across the street from the temple. Like, my mom's filing noise complaints. They got married there. Need I say more? My dad's like, well, the rabbi's a vegan, and he's always posting about his sabbaticals. Why are you traveling? Why are you traveling? What are you doing? What are you doing? Where's this money coming from? It's so fucked. Jews will hate each other until somebody says one thing. You know?
Did that to me?
It's really, yeah, dude, you should know better. Why did you say that right now? My grandma, she, like, is so special. Give it up for my grandma. She's so special. She, like, has a crush on Nathan Fillion. So, like, what's that about? She's so smart. Like, she says, like, the most profound, like, sorrowful, full of regret things. And I bring it up later. She goes, I never said that. Why would I say that? Why would she say I said that? I have to go. He's at the fridge again. He's at the fridge again. My grandfather is a diabetic in a wheelchair. And, you know, he moved faster than he walked before. So it's like a double-edged sword. But he's really always at the fridge. Like, the light went out in the fridge. Because he'll always be, and it's like, it's just comedy. So give it up for my grandparents, my Jewish family, for being here. My other Jewish family, Sunda and Mark, for really giving me so many opportunities and patience and not guaranteed employment, but guaranteed community. It is. Whether you like it or not, you're on the mailing list. Okay, have a good night, guys. You can find me on Instagram at SamLikeTBH, and I am hosting a show at the Sunset Rooftop on August 11th at 8 p.m. on Hollywood, on Sunset and Gower. Okay, good night.
I love it. I love it. Okay, take that water. Because then you would say, whose water is that?
Someone's gonna sit on it and make a
So we
weird
sit
sound.
on it, make a weird sound, and it's going to be all crazy. But you know something? I'm so glad that we have the comedy of the one and only Hunter Whitehouse.
Oh, yeah.
How we doing, everybody?
All right.
Keep it going for me. Keep it going for Suna in this place. It is community. Also keep it going for Mark and his like fancy Crocs. If anyone else saw his dress Crocs, but I'm into it.
They're not Crocs.
They look like Crocs, and that's not an insult. They're fantastic.
Beautiful. I bought them, thank you.
Good taste, Sunda. So I just turned 30.
Welcome.
Thank you, I think. Do we have any like other early 30s here?
32.
Yeah, 32. How'd you handle turning 30?
I mean, you start to make sounds like, ugh.
Right? Yeah. I've been making those sounds since I was 18, so I think something's wrong. But no, I don't know. I like, everyone talks like, oh, you're gonna get weird when you turn 30 and you're gonna freak out. And I didn't think I was gonna. But like looking back onto it, I feel like I handled turning 30. Like if at the end of 13 going on 30, rather than like finding the love of her life, Jennifer Garner was just found wandering the desert for 3 years. Right, like I'm on a spiritual quest or midlife crisis. I'm trying to figure that out. Figure it out together. Weird energy for a Monday, but we're in it. I'm gonna amp y'all up. No,
It's Friday.
weird energy for a Friday, guys, but we're gonna wake up. That explains so much. How is it? Okay, fine. This is going swell. I'm also like, I'm weird about turning 30, but I'm not like complaining about my 20s because I think it was a success overall. Right? Like I never started a podcast or sold t-shirts, so I'm winning. And also, if you like sell t-shirts or record a podcast, no shame. I just feel like they are the same energy. Selling t-shirts and starting a podcast, right? They're either like your last best idea or just your last idea. It's like, oh shit, this recording has to work out or I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for my cats. It'll be okay. This is fun. I don't know. I started seeing a new therapist recently. I thought that was a good one. Thank you, Sam.
Brave, like.
It's not brave. It's desperation. No, but like meeting a new therapist for the first time, I just think that's a really interesting first date, right? If you're like me, though, you're trying to suss out the vibe, figure out what type of relationship this is gonna be. Right? Is it more like, hey Eileen, I have crippling social anxiety? Or is it a more like, hey Eileen, I've spoken to aliens? Like that's where we're gonna be. Also, I'm gonna go off. The last times I was here, some of the greatest nights of my life. There were like 30 people here. It was great. I got home excited. I'm like, I'm gonna bring my girlfriend. Everyone's gonna have a great time. And now I'm here. I don't know, we're figuring things out about me in therapy. Like I realized how stubborn I was. We're a bunch of comedians, we're all kind of stubborn. But I realized the other day that I have never done laundry the correct way in my entire life. Right? Like I measure the detergent by feel. I do not separate lights from darks. It's not because I'm like a woke laundry abolitionist. I'm just not gonna let a laundry tag tell me how to run my life, okay? Right? Like I got a personality disorder and my girlfriend thinks I'm autistic. Do you really think Big Laundry is gonna tell me what to do? Get with the program. I'm like, I don't know, I mentioned my girlfriend, she's cool. But like, thank you. Yeah, she's great. She puts up with me. But like, I gotta be honest. I'm like kind of like deeply insecure about our relationship in some ways. And like, I don't know, anyone else in a relationship where they make vastly less money than their partner? Woo! Yeah, we gotta woo. That's a weird feeling. That sucks. It really sucks. I don't know. Cause like, I don't know. I would never call her like a sugar mama. Cause like my mama never bought me takeout, but this lady buys all the takeout. It's crazy. She's like Sugar Willy Wonka up in here. And I don't wanna take. I don't wanna be one of those douchebags who just takes and takes and takes. I wanna help out. So I do what I can. I do the dishes. I clean the counters. I take out the garbage. I'm like Andrew Tate's dream girl up in here. Right? I bring her 2 coffees and I stay in the kitchen where I belong. Alright, y'all didn't get the Andrew Tate. That's okay. That's okay. We're in this together. It is Friday. Forgot about that. No, I'm also like, I don't know, I'm assessing like where my life has gone. Like, I think the biggest thing, like in all our collective lives, was like the internet becoming a thing, right? And anyone else not a fan of the internet? Right? Yeah, Sam agrees. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take claps, applause. But like, I don't know, for all the good that the internet has done, like it has done way more damage to my brain and culture and society than drugs ever did.
Right. Right.
Okay, you're great, but why are you talking? I'm sorry, I've reacted. Look, again, I'm in therapy. We're working through things slowly.
You're right where you need to be.
I am right where I need to be. The one with the microphone. I was talking about the internet, and like, I don't know, like the worst that drugs like ever did is they like gave us cool music, and then I watched The Matrix and broke my brain for a week. But it like came back together. But like, thanks to this World Wide Web, I am equally nervous about TikTok and fluoride in the water. Right? Like, are they government programs? Do the Amish have mind control technology? Are they all turning the frogs gay? I don't know. Okay, a couple people didn't get it. I'll rephrase. I'm just like 2 wild pieces of information away from thinking Taylor Swift is a reptilian called JFK Jr. And that's not because of drugs. That's because I logged into Twitter. Have y'all been on Twitter recently? That is like a post-apocalyptic. Okay, fine. It's fine. This is fun. I don't know what that was for, but I'll take it. As you can tell, I've had a weird year. And like I realized I don't like fit into society. You all agree, but it's not like a bad thing. Like I'm not complaining about that. I'm just a little different. And I realized this a couple months back. I worked at Vaughn's because my life was going really well. And there was a dude named Martin there, and we love Martin. Martin asked you a bunch of questions about yourself, and one day Martin asked me what I do for fun. And I didn't know what to say to that, because like I'm not going to tell him about this nut house, so I didn't know what to say. Because like I feel like some people for fun, they're into like movies or sports or politics. I'm just out here falling down rabbit holes about secret societies and magic. Yeah, I said magic. That's not a 10 a.m. conversation to have in the deli. And when I say magic, I don't mean Rabbit in the Hat. I don't mean like, ooh, Harry Potter. I mean ritual magic. Maybe I'm going to hell. Magic. Depends on your god. And okay, fuck it. I believe in crystals too. I did not see that one coming. Right? I used to be a man of science, and now I'm like a TikTok crystal mommy. Like, what happened to me? And like, I don't know. Honestly, though, I feel like I believe in crystals like the same way I believe in socialism. Like, I think it's really to piss my dad off. Okay, you guys have been fine, and you guys are great, and I deeply love you, even though I do not get it in reciprocation. You guys are swell. Keep it going for Sunda and Sam and everyone here.
And we have somebody that I haven't seen for a while. Oh, no, it's so funny because we have Long Island in the house, by the way. Long Island is in the house. I'm going to bring him up right now. Let's give it up for Jordan Barosi.
Thank you. Nobody ever says my last name right. Thank you so much. It's like Barosi. You said it the way it's supposed to say it, too. It's beautiful. But yes, I am from Long Island, New York. And yes, New York is in the house. It's like New Yorkers always want to say that they're in the house every time. New Yorkers is always, they have to tell you they're from New York too before they say shit like, you know what, I'm from New York. We don't drive that way. You know, I'm from New York. That fucking food sucks. You know, I'm from New York. That pizza. Come on, man. What the fuck? Actually, there's some good pizza out here, by the way, just to let you guys know. But one thing I've noticed the difference is barbers. Barbers in LA. They are the bougiest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. Mind you, I'm a bald motherfucker. So it's like, yo, I sit down and it's like, all right, yeah, what do you want? What's happening? Oh, you ask me what I want? Because, you know, in New York, they don't ask you what you want. Right. You sit down with a bald head, they just start cutting. That's it. And I get offended. I'm like, yo, hold the fuck up, bro. Listen, I know I got a bald head, but you're going to ask me what the fuck hairstyle I want, goddamn it. Okay? Shit. Yeah, I was a 13-year-old with a bald head. Yeah, I lost my hair really, really early. I blame it on my father. He was a barber. I'm his first child. You can put two and two together. I was the test dummy. And yeah, that motherfucker fucked my shit up. I was 13 and all the kids was like, yo, bro, your shit is all fucked up, bro. You know, as black kids, black young men, you gotta have a lineup. That's just the thing to do. You know what I mean? You gotta have a lineup. So I'm over there and, you know, I'm going to the barber shop and, you know, in New York, there's always this one designated barber that everybody goes to. Like, nah, he's the one who's gonna hook you up. He might have a plate of food in his hands, he might have a drink, but he's cutting your hair with his elbows and shit. And you're gonna get a nice little lineup. It's gonna look good. So I'm going into the barbershop one day and all the barbers, they were waiting for me. I didn't know what was going on. They were all sitting there waiting for me, and it kind of felt like an intervention. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of felt like an intervention because, you know, every day I come in, they get a haircut, they hook me up, get the line up, and my hairline was getting pushed back and back every single time. So this time I go into the barbershop and they're like, well, you know, my barber's sitting there with a notebook and it's like, hey, Jordan, we were waiting for you. I'm like, haircut time? They're like, no, have a seat. They sit me in the chair. My barber's like, I'm sorry I had to tell you this, but it's time. I'm like, who's dying in this motherfucker, bro? It's not about who's dying. It's about who already died. Your hair. It's gone. I'm 13, like, motherfucker, what you mean? Fuck. So yeah, I'm 30 years old, and now I actually, you know, kind of fit into my head. My head was always bigger than my body back in the day, so I kind of grew into my head. But yeah, it's actually helped out during dating. You know, dating and being a bald-headed guy actually works out. Women love bald heads. I didn't even know that. They just want to touch your head and shit. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, anybody on dating apps? You guys like dating apps, right? I'm on Hinge. You didn't sound too happy about that. What dating app were you on?
Hinge.
Hinge? Yeah, I'm on Hinge too, man. That shit is fucking scary. I'm tall, dark, and handsome, right? Only thing God didn't give me, obviously, right? And you got the fucking full head looking like Jesus. You look just like Jesus. Like, well, Caesar Borgia, like the real Jesus. But anyways, I'm on this dating app and stuff. You know, I'm fit. I'm working out. I got the workout pictures. I'm doing pull-ups, and they even give you like the little emoticon to where you could say fit, like in the gym. And there's nothing but fat, ugly girls liking me, and I just don't get it. And it's ugly too. Like, I'm talking about ugly, like they look like they blow bubbles with Laffy Taffies, like really ugly. And I'm just like, yo, where does on my page does it say that I like fat bitches? I don't understand. But yeah, dating is very, very interesting. Really interesting. The difference I noticed from New York dating and LA dating, women in LA, ugly or not, they think they are the shit. Oh man. They're like, man, you have to have $5 million. You have to have a Cara. They say Cara. You know what I mean? You have to have a Cara. We have to eat at Bossa Nova's. We have to go to Nobu. I'm like, okay. In New York, there's none of that. They don't play that in New York. You letting the air in? I stink? Oh, what's up? Nah, so yeah, you know, in New York, the women are kind of like you. Like, hey, so, hey, what's up, bruh? Like, whoa. Yeah, you know my guy, you know, we gotta hit this spot that I like real quick. Like, you know, shorty, am I dating you or my brother? Like, kind of feel like my little brother right now. Okay. But there's this thing that I learned in the dating world called pretty girl privilege. There's a lot of pretty women in the crowd. I see you pretty. I see you. You know, I'm pretty. There's this thing called pretty girl privilege, where pretty girls just feel like they can do anything they want just because they pretty and they get away with it. And they actually can. But if there's one thing they get away with that I noticed, nobody's ever going to tell a pretty girl when her breath stinks. It's bad. Imagine a bad chick. Like, she's bad. You know, bad meaning like she's good looking. She bad, but she got bad breath. You know what I mean? She's drop dead gorgeous, but as soon as she open her mouth, you kind of want to drop dead. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. You know what I mean? But that's the privilege. You know, you tell them, hey, I got a trick. I got a trick for you. Fellas, if you ever dealing with a pretty woman, she got bad breath, and you trying to get through the night, this is the trick. You tell them, hey, sweetheart, listen, we having a good time, but it kind of smells like you a little dehydrated right now. No woman wants to smell like they dehydrated. They don't even know what the fuck that shit smells like. What the fuck does dehydration smell like, right? They don't know what that shit smells like. So you offer them a drink. You know, unless you give them something that sticks to the breath. Like, you know, fruit punch juice, whiskey. You know, we get something that sticks to the breath so it, you know, washes down the bad breath. That's what I do at least. Shit. You guys are great. I'm just saying. I'm just letting it go. You guys can find me at JOSAN, JAYO.SAN on Instagram. I'll be coming here all the time. You guys are cool. I like you guys.
Thank you. Oh my God. I better rinse my mouth with some apple cider.
I thought you said bad smelling breasts.
Oh.
I was like, what's a bad breath smell?
I don't know, but guess what? You don't know, you're sure to know now. It's just going to happen just like this with the comedy of the one and only Shelley Zorfus. Let's do it.
I'm too short for this chair. I can't. I'll fall over. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Okay.
So I'm going to follow Mark's lead on some politics. By the way, for those of you who don't know, they found $50 million in Biden's offshore account. Just to let you know, today they found it. Offshore. I don't think you give a shit. But anyway, so I have two sons. One lives with me. One lives on the East Coast. My older one calls me up. He says, "Mom, can I come for a few weeks?" I say, "Yeah." So he says, he comes in. He's there for 8 months. That's a few weeks in. 8 months. I have to pay for his Chick-fil-A, his McDonald's, his Subway sandwich, and all he does is sit on the computer and the Switch and the Nintendo. He never leaves the house. This is Los Angeles. So one day I said to him, come on, I'm taking you out with people, a real place. And we go to this little comedy club on Formosa. It was called the Formosa Cafe in Hollywood. And there's a few little tables, it's a tiny place. It's smaller than this, except it has a bar. And the MC goes, oh, you're a couple, and you're a couple, and wait a minute, you can't be a couple, you must be his mother. Well, I was okay with it. My son shrunk under the table. I was okay. The rest of the night, he made fun of me. Every single thing, because I was the oldest person in the room. I let him have his stick. But you know what? He opened his mouth one time too many. He's up on the stage. I stand up. I go, you talking about me? You can't be talking about me. I still swallow. And then I said to him, thank you, someone understood that. And then I said to him, you know, if this comedy thing doesn't work out for you, I hear they're hiring at the TSA. So I like to travel. I go to LAX airport, but I'm very nervous about those big x-ray machines. They make you think they're safe. They're not fucking safe. They're destroying your teeth, your gums, your blood. You just will never know. So I say, I can't go through that. So they said, ma'am, step left. And I'm seeing a really short line, and it's my turn. I go up. There's a man with a big wand. He's got big muscles. And he calls me over, and he takes the wand, and he's feeling me up. You know, they're feeling for a gun. And I close my eyes. I spread my legs. He says, ma'am, are you okay? I go, listen, buddy, I haven't had any in 5 years. Could you just do a little more? So I like to shop, and my favorite in a real store, not on the fucking internet. And I go to Macy's, and I'm perusing the aisles. I like to catch the sales, and I hear, attention, Macy's shoppers getting married, need bridal wear, join our bridal registry. And I look and I go, no, that's not how you make money these days. What they should be saying is, attention, Macy's shoppers, uncoupling, separating, getting a divorce, need a mat, a wine rack, a sleeping bag. That's where the real money is. Because more than 50% of us are divorced and meet twice, so that takes a... So, getting back to the TSA guy, I say to him, you know, if this TSA thing doesn't work out, I have connections in a small comedy club. I can hook you up. But I was really thinking about politics today, so I was pleasantly surprised when Mark started with that. And I just can't figure out who's worse, Joe or Hunter. I really can't tell which one's worse. You know, Hunter was doing cocaine in 2018. He was having sex with prostitutes. And this is a true story. You know what he actually did? He accidentally wired $25,000 to the Russians for the payment for the prostitutes. And he's still trying to get some of the money back. And you know the thing is, it was his daddy's money. Now, who here can wire money from your daddy's account? Who here gets your daddy's account? Nobody. But Hunter does. And that fiasco the other day, I think it was Wednesday, he went into court thinking he was going to get a slap on the wrist and a fine. And the judge asked, you know, not only was he going to get immunity for what he did, but he was going to get permanent immunity for the future. That has never happened before. In no court in the United States has anybody gotten future immunity for any crime. How come we're the only ones laughing? You guys know what's going on and you don't know?
They don't know.
Yeah.
They
don't care. Okay. Okay. So, my name is Shelley Zorfis. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. There's always one more. You know what pisses me off even more than Hunter or Joe? The fucking pillow guy. He sits there and he says, my slippers are $199, but you can have them for $29 today while they last. And then he does sheets, and he does pillows, and he does
I see.
Everything. He does everything. And you know what he has the audacity to do after he tries to sell you all this sleepwear? He actually started a coffee. He actually is trying to sell you coffee. So first he puts you to sleep, and then he wants to fucking wake you up. I think that's the most obnoxious thing going on right now. And he really does that. So, I do watch Fox. Unfortunately, Pillow Guy's always on there.
God.
Oh, it's sickening. It's sickening. I try to shut the channel when he comes on. I go, is the Pillow Guy over yet? Tell him to go to bed already. All right. So my name is Shelley Zorfis. I want to thank everybody. I'm on Facebook, TZORFAS. I don't know why anyone would bother right now, but thank you very much.
You can reach it. You reach. Hey, if it was the TSA guy, you could reach with your little fresh ass. Talking about stuff they're swallowing.
Look at you. Because you know what most girls do, they fake it. But not orgasm, swallowing.
Oh, you should
Yeah.
hear me groaning.
You ever hear brothers the next day? They're like, yo, what's in my sneakers, yo?
Yo.
White boys be like, yo, what's on my drapes, yo? Forgive me, I have to keep this going right away. Let's hear the comedy of Jazz of Yila. Let's hear it. Where's Jazz? Jazz? Or female? I say it wrong, sorry.
It's all
Say it
good.
again.
I'm gonna say Jazzy Ayala.
Ayala.
Yeah,
I know
Ayala's a weird last name. It's all good. I kind of want to see this pillow guy. I do. So a lot of people think that because I don't have a relationship with my dad, that I have daddy issues. I hate that. I had daddy issues. Now I have daddy solutions. You know, I fell into the cliche of dating older men, but then I realized after a while I wasn't attracted to them. I guess I just wanted a dad. And it was terrible. It made the dating water so freaking muddy. I just decided, you know, I gotta stop right here. I'm going celibate. I went celibate for a year. I made that decision, but I didn't make that decision. You know what I mean? I had to do it. And so that was the toughest year I'd ever been through. It got really bad. I started trying to find technicalities, like, you know, tampons. Technically, that's not sex, right? So if I were to find a guy and just kind of tampon it once, just in one, out one, technically, maybe I'm still celibate. Times in the shower were the worst. I got to the point where I was questioning everything. I'd just be washing up, and then I'd get there. What are you even there for? Because she's not taking dick in, she's not bringing babies out. Like, I'm gonna grab some needle and thread. I was determined. I was like, I gotta fill this with something. I'm gonna fill it with secrets. They're not opening anytime soon. Anyway, off track. I went celibate, right? Bad. And so the solution to all these daddy issues was daddy hunting. Wives don't need to worry, but daughters do. I'm gonna steal your daddy. It is the worst when you see a father-daughter duo and then the daughter is so ungrateful and the dad is just doing everything he can, right? You see it, you know it, you've seen them. Terrible. And she's like, oh my God, I have all these missed calls from him, and anytime he talks to me, it's about the weather, or he's talking about his dad jokes. Lame. I love the weather. My favorite part about dad jokes and dad bods is dad. My favorite type of dads are teachers and therapists. Easily accessible. I could book the time with them, find out the weak spots in the relationship, wedge myself right on in. Okay, honey, I'm not playing. So I found a therapist. And he was like, Josie, I'm surprised you chose a male therapist, given your history. I'm not. Is that your daughter? Was that your daughter? Come Father's Day, I'll be getting him the better gift. And that little girl could just step aside because that's my father now. Nobody's off limits, not even my own family. I stole my uncle, now I call him Daddy Uncle. I know that sounds weird, but we're fine. Don't worry about it. I went looking for love everywhere. Everywhere. Just wanted to fill that void. I figured, dang, I've dated enough dogs. Like, I might as well get a real one with a tail. So I went to the pound. I was in there, put my face in a cage, and these two white eyes were glowing, and this nose came up and just booped me on the nose. He put his paw in my hand. He told me I was the only one for him. He was just really love bombing me. And this guy comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "You don't want that guy? He's yellow tagged." As in, he's so bad, he's on death row. I don't know what it is about me, but I always attract all the bad boys. And I figured, you know what, this might be a bad boy that I could change. So I busted him out of there. I signed this 12-page waiver that said I was the pound was not going to be responsible for any freaking damages, injuries to myself, to anybody else. And we went home. When we got home, he went cold. I called him, he didn't come. No more boops. He's always freaking in the bathroom, probably on his doggy cell phone, texting other bitches. You know what they say, once a dog, always a dog. He's no different from the rest of them. And then I learned, you can take the boy out of the system, but you can't take the system out of the boy. 7 a.m. He was always at my bedside, eyes staring into my soul, demanding that we follow the schedule. 7, breakfast. 7:15, yard time, where that was the only time he'd wag his tail. When he saw another dog pass, and then he'd shank him. 10:15, nap. 7 p.m., dinner. 9 p.m., bedtime. Didn't matter if I was tired. I just had to lay there awake. But you know, eventually I won him over. I realized that he was scared of hugs. He was scared of closed doors. He was scared of smoke alarms. But we had a conversation. And I realized, you know, he had a past. He was an aggressive guy. But I had to accept him for who he was. I just let him be. I mean, was he the perfect dog? No. Was he Hannibal Lecter around other dogs? Yes. Who was my good boy? Who's my good man? But I loved him. You know, love isn't perfect. I'm not perfect either. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You can find me on IG at JAZIAYALA. Jazzy Ayala. Gracias.
All right. It was a yellow time. You see, you never know what you're going to get here. We get some Puerto Ricans sometimes, we get some white people sometimes. One time, I think it was Shelly said, "Is it going to be a black night again?" I said, "Well, as long as I'm here, it's a black night." I know that. I don't know how to put that out there, but it just thought it was going to be fun. So let's give it up for the comedy of Ian Young.
How we doing?
All right.
Right. Happy Monday. I feel like everyone just went quiet for a sec and they were like, it's not Monday. Pretty sure it's Friday. I'm having a little bit of a tough week. The washing machine broke at my apartment last week. My landlord won't fix it, and I'm on like my last sock right now. Got beer pong cups and balls. I showed my girlfriend, and she was like, "We don't have to tell each other everything." but it's cool. I told her after sex, obviously. But yeah, I didn't really have anything that I wanted to work on, but I wanted to try some crowd work, so I was hoping you guys would talk to me a bit, humor me a little. So I was going to start off with something no one really talks about that much. Is anyone dating here? No one's dating. We got one dating. In a relationship or single?
I'm single as a dog.
Single, nice. Great here with you. The last joke was a joke. I don't really have a girlfriend. As most of you can tell by the socks. Yeah. So you're on the app. Is that your preferred way of meeting women? Or?
Actually, no, it's not. I like meeting people face to face, but
face to face.
2023.
Yeah. Where do you like to go usually? Like the bar or grocery store?
Whole Foods, actually.
Interesting.
Specifically Whole Foods.
Specifically Whole Foods. I feel like the girls at Whole Foods are pretty like bougie though. I don't know.
I have a weakness.
You have a weakness for bougie girls. Yeah, they're fancy. Are they like better at sex or?
They hold their pinky up when they're sucking the dick.
Stop my Whole Foods after this. You're just walking down.
Should I write that one down?
That was the best laugh so far. Cool. Yeah. So you're just what aisle do you go?
Believe it or not,
the wee cup of tea aisle.
the bakery aisle.
The bakery aisle. Going for the buns, I see. Cool. Well, that's cool. Maybe I'll stop by Whole Foods after this and get a pastry. Sam, I wanted to ask about the Snapchat escapades.
What have I done there?
Yeah, what's going on with the Snapchat stuff? I don't know if I'm like out of that age range, but is that like, do you meet people on Snapchat or how do you?
It's more like, you know how like a phone number is so intimate versus an Instagram follow?
Like the phone number is more intimate.
Yeah, like Snapchat's below Instagram. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. Like.
So you're like, I don't want to see your face, I just want to see neck down.
Right.
Just show
Right.
we cup
when
of
it's
tea.
It's weird.
Cool.
When there's no words, you know.
Cool. Well, it sounds like you don't like it very much, but you spend a good time on it. I don't know. What's that? Cool. All right, we'll move on. I'm not gonna try Snapchat then. I'll stick to the dating apps. How about you guys? Where'd you guys meet?
Friend's house.
We met at a comedy show at a friend's house.
Show. Wow.
Yeah.
What, he was doing comedy?
No, he was not doing comedy.
okay.
The comedians were on acid and they were stealing money from the cash box. And he came to help our friend get these guys out of their house.
What a valiant guy. Give him a hand. What a guy. And then he just started dropping the jokes on you. Next thing you knew.
Not even.
Not even. Oh. Okay, cool. I'm like trying to see a girl. You had the joke about making less money. I was like trying to see a girl here for a bit. And she told me, she was like, I don't know how anyone in LA could survive on less than $100,000 a year. I was like, yeah, that'd be crazy, man. How would anyone do that? Literally afford that. That's cool. Where are we at? Almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, almost. Oh, yeah.
Cool. Jazzy, let's dive into you. How's dating life going?
My life?
How's dating life going for you?
I just broke up.
Just broke up?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that a good thing? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Nice. So is he like a bad guy? Did he do anything?
No, he's not a bad guy. He's just not my guy.
Yeah. Not your cup of tea.
We're still good.
Good there. Do you ever shop at Whole Foods? Okay, cool. Well, I won't see you there after then. I feel like Trader Joe's is a pretty good place. It's like a lot of friendly people. You like Trader Joe's? Have you picked up any girls there? No.
They got good snacks though.
Great snacks. What's your favorite? Your go-to?
I like the coconut shreds.
The coconut shreds.
You trying them?
Is that the equivalent of like shredded cheese?
Yeah, it's like shredded cheese, but dairy-free and not cheese.
That was a Whole Foods shopper right there.
That's Whole Foods for sure. Maybe a Gelson's. Gelson's sucks. Gelson's is like an expensive Whole Foods, and Whole Foods is already expensive. I live by an Erewhon, kind of, in Venice.
Yeah, I walk right the hell
Which
out.
is, yeah, it's fun to people watch though. And I always think the people are like really good looking, and then you talk to them. It's like, they wear like the same socks as me, but they're like serious. I'm like, cool, man. They actually have, Erewhon started doing, it's called Shop and Shag. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's on like Monday nights, you go in and you ask people how the soup is. And if they say the soup is hot, then they're interested in you.
Whoa.
So, yeah, maybe I'll see you there. How's your dating life going? I enjoyed the swallowing.
Soup is half your salary, right?
The soup is, yeah.
It's like $50 a bowl.
Yeah,
One.
pretty much a soup and a haircut.
Yes.
Yeah, what else should I talk about? I'm trying to think. I guess I'll just rant and
Where
talk
are you
randomly. I'm Canadian.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm working
Yeah. That was I think, what did you say last time? The politest crowd work ever?
Very, you
Stuck
very
with me.
polite.
It meant a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't like to talk shit, because then if they come up after me and talk shit, then I get embarrassed. Just like right now. It's cool. He's stolen. Where was I going with that? I had one before. Whatever, I'll go into Canada. Yeah, I grew up in Canada, which is pretty cool. I moved to Texas right before high school, which was a little bit of a culture shock. It's fun. When I got down to Texas, I got bullied a lot. They would like make fun of me when I said A and stuff. I think like a Canadian kid in Texas is a pretty easy target for a bully, because my dad probably doesn't have a gun I can bring the next day. They know I don't own any trench coats. I guess Canadians probably would own trench coats. But don't worry, I'm not a school shooter. Alright, let's move on to a different topic. I got the light going. What else do we want to do? How about you? What's your name?
David.
David. What do you do, David?
Well, I invest in commercial real estate for myself.
You invest in commercial real estate for yourself, like your own businesses
Yeah.
to work in?
My brother and I invest
Oh,
in
nice.
commercial.
What kind of businesses?
It's usually single-tenant properties. Chipotle's in Westwood and
Yeah,
Copper Grill.
I love Chipotle.
With their landlord.
You're the landlord?
Yes.
No way. Oh shit.
You're not
So if my
Persian.
burrito's late next time, I can be like, what'd you say?
Mention my name.
I know the guy that puts a roof over these tortillas. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening and talking to me. Ian Young Guy on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God! Watch out for your teacup. Hey, what do you say? Let's take it the other way and give it up for the comedy of the one and I'm gonna say it wrong again, he's gonna get mad at me, but let's just give it up for Holberg Dang. Holberg Dang, man.
Mad at you when you say my name wrong. Anyways. Sorry. It's okay. Oh, you guys. Anyways, okay. So I have to admit, I'm a little bit on edge today. My coworker, he submitted our report really late. I'm opening up my document. But that's okay though. Because I love him. And when I say love, I mean like romantically. He's really hot. And so that was really weird. I have gay voice, and the first time that he meets me, he goes, "I just want to let you know, I'm very passionate about being queer. I have so many queer friends." And I was like, well, dang, like, well, then just be gay yourself. I can be your first. I've been a lot of firsts. But so I visited my high school this week. That's why I was missing. And so I got to reconnect with the one that got away. My water polo coach. Yeah, we really reconnected this time. I was legal. Oh, okay. So before I played water polo for 4 years, swam for 6. But before that, I had to ask permission from my mom. And she said, "No, oh my god, why am I doing a not Vietnamese accent? You know play the water polo. You know swim. You gonna get the dark skin." And then, so she explains. So my parents are Vietnamese, they're from Vietnam. And they said, because when you have the light skin, you a doctor. And when you have the dark skin, you a farmer. I think there's some self-hatred going on. Because my parents, when they were in Vietnam, they actually were farmers. So I don't know where that came from. Okay. So eventually, I got her to say yes because I used the magical words that every Asian parent wants to hear. College apps. So they said yes. It was great. You know that stereotype where white people are like, those Asian people are coming over from their countries and stealing our jobs. Yeah, I think they were talking about my parents. They went from being farmers. My dad's now an aerospace engineer and my mom's a nurse. So they're pretty accurate. But yeah, so my dad also has a thing for extracurriculars too. So my dad forced me to play piano from when I was 6 to 18. And here's why. First, you must become a doctor. But if you don't become a doctor, that's okay. You can be homeless. But if you're homeless, you can play the piano and make money. Thank you, Dad, for that. I can either be a doctor or a homeless person who plays piano, but also makes money. So this is great. And also, my parents don't know I'm gay. Okay, valid question. I've always wanted to answer this. Okay, so really valid question. Okay, so when I speak English, I have a high voice, but when I speak Vietnamese, I have a deep voice.
Yo, now I need to hear the difference right now.
Okay. So somebody give me a sentence.
Say I came here to make you laugh.
Hey parents, I'm straight.
Oh, hey parents, I'm straight.
Okay.
Cool, there you go. That was great.
Bố mẹ cần thích đàn bà. Was that deep?
Oh my gosh, yes, this is a big difference.
Okay, thank you. The microphone made it sound high, so I didn't think it was gonna go.
Not.
Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, anyways, okay, holy cow. Okay, piano. Okay, I have like an order going on. So I have this friend, and she's a white girl. Are there any white girls in the audience? Okay, I'm sorry, you chose a bad place to sit. This is directed at Sam. Okay, so this white female friend of mine asked me, who are your top 3 artists? So I said, Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, and Ariana Grande. And she goes, you're so basic. That's like the kettle calling the pot black, but whatever. Okay, so again, so I'm Asian. So I've experienced microaggressions, but I promise they're funny. Don't be sad. Okay, so the first one was again, I was at work. Okay. So I have a consulting internship this summer. Thank you. And thank you all. And I have it's business. So it's mostly white people. And this white girl, like my coworker and friend, She hands me this menu of a Korean restaurant and points at the Korean and asks, "Can you read this?" This is great. And I say, "Yes, Lacey, I'm fluent in English, Vietnamese, Korean, and Spanish." But unfortunately, I couldn't understand what you said because me no speak basic. Yeah. Okay, so I'm bad at sports, ironically enough. And this one time, this football lands near me, and I like throw it. I'm left-handed. And I throw it, and it went like right there. And then I know, and this wasn't even the worst part. It went backwards. So, yeah, those boys. So sometimes racially and sexually profiling, sometimes it's true. It's a little bit true for me. Yeah, so a lot of white people in business. I'm a person of color in business. I have a lot of like white bosses. Not here though. And like I'm a college student. Like I can't fix racism. But what I can do is when I have sex, I can do nothing when I have sex with a white guy. So I'm really destroying racism. But it's not really in a cool way. Because when I have sex with a guy of color, I also don't do any work. So, but then that means that I'm treating all races equally. And I'm all about racial equality. But there's another problem. So I'm a banana, yellow on the outside, white guys on the inside. Thank you. So what I'm saying is I mostly sleep with the white guys. So I guess I'm kind of like colleges now because I also don't do affirmative action. Okay. My Instagram is dang_it's_HD. Thank you, everyone.
Now we gotta speak now. I think I'm turning Japanese and Vietnamese at the same time. Give it up again for Hubert. All right, get over here, Lonnie. You're already up. Get up. Give it up for Lorna Sala. Let her hear you. Woo!
Oh, this is okay. Sorry, my giant ass here. Okay, that's fine. We don't need it. We don't need it. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. How are you? Sorry, I got a little bit kind of distracted. I went to the bathroom, and Lenny was in the other bathroom, and I never heard somebody have that much gas, Lenny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you had so much gas, the U.S. was about to invade the bathroom. Like, seriously. Get some help for that, man. Okay. I am Lana. I am Middle Eastern, specifically Palestinian. As a Palestinian, we have a difficult time getting recognized. You could say that we're like Bigfoot, because even if you get a picture of us, some people will still say we don't exist, right? And there's a lot of things we're known for in the Middle East, part of our culture. I know recently the Ukraine was canceling elections, and Israel is kind of quashing the power of the Supreme Court. You know, and so these countries are kind of headed down the road of like dictatorships at this point, right? Which is really cultural appropriation, right? Because everybody knows that we are the best at dictatorships, okay? Everybody knows. We had the best dictatorships. We will be back, but for now we're taking a break. Handing over the torch to you guys, okay? Another thing we are known for in the Middle East that you are all trying to appropriate from us now, arranged marriages, right? Netflix. Married at first sight. Like, what are you guys doing? Okay? Because it's really not as cute as they make it seem on Netflix. Like, it's real, okay? I once knew a guy from Pakistan who told me his parents were taking him to Pakistan for his cousin's wedding. But when he got there, he realized, shit, this is my wedding. There's no invitation, no save the date, just, no, so, You guys have surprise birthdays? We have surprise weddings. Okay? And it's really ubiquitous. It's like a lot. We still do it. I myself, having lived in the Middle East from a teenage age, was born in America, was also confronted with the question of arranged marriage. And except in my situation, it was a little bit different. It was men showing up trying to trade 3 goats for a green card. And I don't know if you've ever been in a negotiation that involves livestock, but there's a lot of checking of the teeth, a lot of, checking of the hair and just general body parts just to make sure everything's intact, right? So, but I'm happy I managed to get out. I went to the embassy and I'm back. So I'm happy to be back because one thing about the Middle East that is just not really great for women is just once you get there, like as soon as you go in and you go through immigration, they stamp you, you have to hand over your pussy, right? Like you are no longer in control of it, in charge of it. It now belongs to the state, okay? And you are allowed to lease it back, okay? You can make payments on it. And the problem is that when you want to buy it at the end, it's very overvalued, right? It's just not worth it. But I did pay for mine, so I am here now, and I'm very overvalued at this point. So it's very hard to date because of how much it cost me to be here and be in the land where pussy roams free. Pussy roams free in America, not in the Middle East, guys. Dick is free everywhere. We know this, right? Dick is just free to roam anywhere with no consequences, no problems, right? As women, we always have consequences. And even when you're here, it's kind of funny because like I made it here, but yet we still hear that the number one cause of death amongst women is men. Right? I mean, but we love them. We love them. Like I still want one, right? Like that's how strong we are. That's how like for real OG gangsters we are. But we know this, but we still want them. We're still willing to risk our lives every day to go out there and meet perfect strangers who want us to suck their dick with the pinky out. Right? That's, it's because I have large hands, so it happens sometimes, okay? It's not because I'm bougie. Also, if you want bougie bitches, you gotta go to Erewhon, so you gotta upgrade. It's Whole Foods is like, that's middle class shit now, sir. Okay? If there's any middle class left, they will be there. Okay, but I myself get my groceries delivered, so you will not catch me in the Whole Foods trying to have somebody ask me if I hold my pinky up when I suck. But my dad would not be proud of this whole conversation. So, but he's in the Middle East. I don't think he's watching right now. But again, I am back here. I am dating. Not so much now, but I've tried a lot. And it's very difficult because the problem is that I just want a man who will love me and be loyal and committed to me and protect me with the consistency and diligence of my dog, who follows me to the bathroom every time, right? Behind every strong, independent woman is a dog who follows her to the bathroom, okay? And because he's just there. He doesn't need any instructions. You don't need to tell him I'm not feeling good. Baby, can you help me? Nothing. He's just there, right? Coco Daddy, what's his name? Coco Daddy could give lessons in positive masculinity, right? So I will let you guys know when he's having a webinar. In the meantime, in my understanding of what positive masculinity is, and the only thing that I am looking for in men are the 3 Ps, which are, oh God, I'm so sorry. Protect, provide, then procreate, right? In that order, not reversed. Except when I'm dating and out here in LA, the guys I'm meeting are mostly interested in 3 different Ps. Like pussy, penetration, and pulling out. But not protection. I don't like that P. Something about, that P that just doesn't work. But, ladies, you understand the struggle. You understand the struggle. But I still try dating apps from time to time. I have to take a break from them because it came to a point that I was on them for too long and I finished the whole internet. There was nobody left and I had to start all over and see the same people again. And oddly enough, they don't really remember me, so I'm a little bit kind of embarrassed about that. But every time I go on the dating apps, all I can think of is just how much just swiping. There was just I swipe through so many people to get one person. I know it's different for guys. Guys will swipe on everything. But all that swiping, all those thumbs, I have not used my thumbs this much since I played Super Mario Brothers. Okay? Except when you're playing Super Mario Brothers, it feels like an achievement. There's something you get out of it. You get some gold coins, you get to the next level, something good happens, right? And the only red flags in the game are the ones that mean you're about to level up, right? The red flags in dating apps are guys who are asking you for feet pics. That's guys who are, asking you for pics that are not on Instagram, okay? Those are the red flags, okay? Sunda's up here with her feet out for free! Sunday!
I know.
Okay?
I have my ankles.
For free, put that shit away, girl, okay? But, really, I was like, wow, girl, that's at least $5 for that girl. But because the dating apps are just, so difficult. Like we've all suffered this. We've all suffered this fate. So now I am just going to spend my time, just kind of hanging out. And if I go on the apps, I only go on there just to be a general cunt. Because I think that's doing a public service, and not for you guys. You guys are all great, right? You guys are really great. But just, those other people out there that just don't know how to behave, right? So that's all I got. Thank you for listening. Instagram and YouTube at the Lana Sala with an H. Thank you.
God bless you, well, at least we don't share shoes anymore.
No, of course.
See, if you show your ankles, that means you're at a Persian strip joint. All right. So that's it for the women. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to let everybody know that I'm going to have to hack on, and you still have a show because you don't have to take a natty to get energy from the Sky Patty. Wait till you see it. Where's Patty?
Don't stop, come on. Wow. Just wow. No, you're fucking sexy fucking people. Really sexy. For most of you. I'm just gonna say, I want to thank Dave Grohl. I want to talk to you. Your parents don't know that you're gay?
Yes.
Because if you make Andy Cohen look like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate answers the question, what if Jordan Peterson were a pimp? Give it up for Lenny. Started here, very star. So we have got Eric Andre is over here. Thank him. Thank you for showing up. Gee whiz. What a wonderful group. I'm gonna unhinge this. What a pleasure it is to be here at the LA School of Comedy. This is magnificent. This is, by the way, this is my home mic.
Yeah.
Yes, my home mic. It makes me feel just like when I'm at home. Filled with insecurity and judgment. But really, this is, give it up for Sue Cruz. Coming here has enhanced my career. It has enhanced. Yesterday I had a gig at a cemetery. So, I mean, I've died on stage before. At least if I die there, I'm in good fucking company. But I want to tell you why I did a gig at a cemetery. Because I was being introduced by a legend. The one and only Sue Cruz brought me to a cemetery to do stand-up comedy. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, there you go. Hey, do you put your pinky out or bring a dinner napkin? You probably bring a dinner napkin with you.
More than a pinky.
What?
You're kind of sexy. I'm surprised that you're not on those apps.
I'm on one.
Are you? Goddammit. You're on one. What app are you on?
Bumble, where it picks the guy.
I mean, what do you look for in a man when you're on the
Waist up at first.
But you're interested in the waist down, obviously.
No,
You swallow.
no.
Come on. Damn it, that's a status symbol. That was a status symbol, back when I was a young frisky dude, the 70s. The Bush era. Not the Bush administration that came later. The area of the big, bountiful, lovely, beautiful Bush. We loved the Bush. We didn't make big demands out of it. You had a winter bush, which was kind of wide, and then you had the summer bush, which was a bikini. You'll be up later. That's okay. Do you know how stand-up comedy works? I don't need a narrator, but thank you. Give her a round of applause. It's a wonderful thing. But vagina's in a strange place these days. Politically, it's in the same place. It's always fun. Don't get me wrong. Because if you look at it, really what they do with vagina, I'd probably just like to say vagina. Vagina. It's kind of an antiseptic word for a warm, wonderful place to hang out. Every time I hear vagina, I hear linoleum. Here's the deal. Vagina regulation is out of control. And by that I mean, young ladies, they want to make your vagina out of your control. Right? There's a new regulation coming up every day. But if you mention gun control, you get a lot of pushback. What about my freedom? You know what I mean? And there's I have a tiny son-in-law. He's a tiny man. He's a wonderful guy, but he's not this big. When I go to his home, he has a secret room that is filled with guns. There are guns on the wall. Yeah. You gotta hold this Glock. Dad, it's great, and it's got this action and a 14-shot clip. It's sexual, It's really sexual. I've had much more fun handling vaginas than guns. They're owner-operated. If you get to know the owner, they'll teach you how to operate them. That's the best way. Don't look at porn. It doesn't work that way. Just talk to the owner. She'll show you. I don't like the term beaver. I don't like because it's like a kind of a scary, furry animal. Beaver, But let me tell you something, guys. The beaver loves you. The beaver does. It's very nice to get to know you. Don't be scared. The beaver. Love the beaver. Love the beaver. But here's the deal. Like, a well-designed gun does what? Kills people. Right? A perfectly functioning vagina does what? It makes people. You know what I mean? It makes people. Like, there's no such thing as an assault vagina. If there was, I would love to try it because it sounds hot. Hot. Who would go for an assault vagina in here?
All Latinas.
Alejandro, you're back here.
Look at this Alejandro. Doesn't he look like he looks like a hot masseuse. You ladies know what I mean. Some of you guys know what I mean too.
Yeah.
To me, it's odd. It doesn't make sense. But, gee whiz, there's a lull in the crowd now, is there not? I'll just say this. It was pointed out earlier by someone who shall remain nameless that is staring at his phone right now that I suffer from a condition commonly called, that motherfucker probably voted for Trump face. First of all, it's not true. I didn't vote for Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe, I mean, fucking buyer's remorse. He doesn't really know if he's on foot or horseback. Not really good on a bicycle, I don't know. But here's the deal. I look like what I look like. You can make judgment. I'm aware of what I fucking look like, okay? I look vaguely like I play pickleball. Could be with the fucking pickleball. Pickleball is the preferred sport of aging white men who can no longer afford to golf. It's been a rough economy these last couple years, is what I'm saying. And here's one for you. Do you know the difference between a golf ball and the owner of the cocaine recently found at the White House? Men will never stop looking for a golf ball. Come on, by a round of applause, because I have to, it's obligatory. You have to tell Hunter Biden stories, apparently, up here.
Yeah.
But by a round of applause, how many of you think that cocaine belonged to Hunter? I will admit, he was living at the White House avoiding papers for child support. By the way. That's 100% true. And there were 2 hookers found underneath a mattress in the living bedroom. But I'm going to tell you something. 100%. That was not Hunter Biden's cocaine. First of all, there was a half gram left in the bindle. He doesn't have that type of self-control. He does not have that type of self-control. And I'm going to say something. Everybody knows Hunter is a crackhead. He doesn't do powder. He does crackheads. That's crack. By the way, Compton, they have crackheads, but there's a lot of them in Brentwood and Beverly Hills, by the way.
Rich ones.
Yeah, very rich ones.
They cook it.
But here's the deal. Hunter Biden is probably the most successful crackhead on earth.
Yeah.
Name one more successful than him. He is top of the crackhead totem pole. What I mean. And I can say that because I have crackheads in my family. We all clap if you have a crackhead in your family that you love. The one that when you have the holiday parties, you can't put all the coats on that bed because he's going to fucking go through them. That type of a fucking crackhead. I joke about this country, but here's the thing. Like, you will look at me and make assumptions based on what I look like. The media has taught you to look at me and see kind of a middle-aged white guy. Okay. Here's what you don't see. I'm an immigrant. I came to this country when I was a fat. I came to this country from a civil war in Ireland. I know real adversity, real oppression. I was a Catholic boy in Northern Ireland during a civil war. We have adversity here. I will say that. But this is the greatest country on earth. Woo! Clap if you believe it. And look, I'll say this, okay? I know true adversity. I know true abuse. I worked for Ellen DeGeneres for 7 years. Twice a month, she would throw a full can of Sprite at my head for making eye contact with her. Did I quit that job? Fuck no, it was a great job. You know what my grandfather did? My grandfather was a bovine inseminator in Tipperary. A bovine inseminator. Right? By the way, it's a long way to Tipperary, but not fucking long enough if when you get there you're sticking your arm up a cow's vagina. Not long enough. If my grandfather could do that for 40 years, I can deal with an angry lesbian in an air-conditioned office. Everybody is not bad. I worked for a TV show you might Family Feud, if you're aware of Family Feud. And Steve Harvey, he's very businesslike if you meet him in person. He's very businesslike. He never threw anything at me. But his teeth scared me. He makes a lot of money and he has a dental addiction. I don't know if have you seen Steve Harvey's teeth? Yes. They're so big he can't close his mouth. Have you ever seen Steve Harvey close his mouth? Never, ever have you seen him close his mouth. Never. It's never fucking happened. But here's where I'm just going to say something. I'm going to walk out here. I'm going to bare myself before all of you and say that I'm a patriot. Yeah. And that used to be a good thing. But now it sounds vaguely racist. You know what I mean? Kind of like Taco Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Taco Tuesday is my favorite vaguely racist weekly food event. I love fucking Taco Tuesday. It's fucking fantastic. I'm Irish. I had an Irish mother. She had an Irish cookbook. It's a pamphlet. Every page says, boil it again, boil it up some more. Any flavor left of that, boil it up some more, Patty. I was kept in a spice deprivation tank until I was about 18 years old. I came out here and tasted a taco. Fuck, I thought I just got out of jail. It was fucking marvelous. Taco Tuesday racist. You know what? Soup plantation's kind of racist.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the fucking soup plantation. What the fuck does soup have to do with the plantation? Does that make, like, I've seen Gone with the Wind 17 times. Nobody mentioned soup. Soup is not mentioned once. Now, soup's home, come on. Never, I never see it. Did you see that, Mark? I love Mark. Give him a round of applause. Mark brought up Archie Bunker. That's a good reference.
That's funny.
I'm thinking, hey, I'm gonna. How many of you know who Archie Bunker is? Yeah. I was gonna break. I might break out my Fonzie material. Woo! How we doing? Are we doing good? See, I believe I'm a Holy Spirit guy. Does anybody have any love for the Holy Spirit?
Absolutely.
Okay. Look, sometimes people I don't like. I didn't get a big reaction just now. Okay. But I'm very simple. I'm a simple, stupid guy in that I don't know all the terms. I don't know, but I do believe that if we treat each other like people, you know, not based on what we look like people, and we observe the golden rule. You know the golden rule. Sean Connery is here tonight.
Yeah.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Is that good? Does that get a round of applause from you? Heathens? Look at people are an opportunity to display your virtue. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Right? Like I was walking with a friend of mine who used to be called an activist. Now they're called social justice warriors. And he's a great guy. He's a friend of mine. It's not wrong to want to change the world for the better, by the way, is it?
Nope.
But we're walking and there was a guy with a sign and it said, homeless. Anything would help. And he looked at the guy and said, that's unhoused, you asshole. The guy, I felt so bad for him because, you know, we had just had an incident in front of him. So I reached in my pocket and I gave him a couple bucks. My friend just looked at me and said, you know, he's just going to spend that on drugs and alcohol. I said, that's what I was going to spend it on. Do unto others. You would have them do unto you, baby. Woo, that's it. Where am I at time-wise? Oh, that's okay. Hey, listen, you guys have been great. And normally I don't say that.
That's true.
You really have been great. I will tell you the fucking truth. You've been really great. Give yourself a round. Now, my name is Patty. You can find me at Patty.
Where do we find you, Patty?
You can find me at Patty for Comedy, PADDYFORCOMEDY. I book a show every Wednesday and one Saturday a month at The Mix in Pasadena. If you show up, you never know, you might wind up with a spot. May the least you ever get be the most you ever fucking wish for. Now, let's give it up. Do I be bringing up the next act?
Yeah.
I'm with you for the rest.
I just want to say thank you to you first of all. Thank you, everybody.
And we have the list. The
list, it's next to you. There it is. It's probably not in order.
I've got it. Where are we
Don't
at?
forget, I gotta get Anya and Silverstein. Now that we know
give Lana a round.
Lana was great.
She looks like a very sexy, well-shaped kilo of cocaine. Does she not? So listen, we're gonna get this show on the road, shall we? Give me a little fucking enthusiasm. We're gonna keep this energy going. I didn't drive 20 minutes, pay $10 to come here and be mildly ignored by the likes of you folks. Okay, let's keep it going. I'm gonna bring this next comedian up to the stage. He's a very handsome, sexy man. I want to say he's very, like, you were talking about bald?
I was going to say I already went.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Sexy right here. Mr. Sexy. We've got a lot of sexy people here, don't we? Don't we? All right, I don't know, maybe not. I'm not sure. But this next man is very big in commercial real estate, so I want you to put your hands together for David Schneider. Come on! Come on! round for David Schneider.
I didn't see that coming. Oh, I live in a nice neighborhood. You know, my neighbors are always out walking their dog, and they're all so friendly and happy and everything, until they see me and my dog. Then they become completely smug, got this attitude like they're better than me, only because I got the only dog in the whole neighborhood whose breed doesn't have a doodle. Everybody out there, they got a golden doodle, cockadoodle, labradoodle. Every breed's got a doodle except my Jack Russell. Who are these people that formed the committee and came up with the rule that my dog's not worthy enough to fuck a poodle? I've had this beard for a long time now, and I'm thinking of shaving it. I am. So the other day I go to the pharmacy to buy some shaving cartridges. Holy shit. Fuck the cost of milk and eggs. These things are like $8 a piece, right? They're so expensive, the pharmacy got them locked up in acrylic cases like they're Rolexes. I had to get an employee to come and open it up. And what I had to do is press that button on the display case, and you get that announcement. Assistance needed on aisle 4 by the shaving cartridges. Now let me give you a little heads up. When you press that button, you better step back quick, or you'll be crushed by the stampede of employees rushing to help. You can get more of an I don't give a fuck response if that was a, what the fuck was it? How does the line go? If that was a, that was a car alarm going off. It would have been funny if I knew it. Yeah, thanks. Now, what the recording should be was assistance needed in aisle 4 by the shaving cartridges. Employees, do not go anywhere near aisle 4. Do not make contact. Oh, so peaceful in here. And then finally, some guy comes along and opens up the cartridge case for me, right? But get a load of this. He doesn't trust me enough to give me the cartridges. He looks me up and down and says, it'll be by the cashier when I'm ready to check out. How do I not take that personal? I mean, seriously, what is this guy thinking about? Oh, I see. Light brown Dockers and a teal-colored polo shirt. Gang colors. Meanwhile, the liquor's out in the open. 14 rows of stuff in their backpacks full of Johnny Walker Black, not a problem. I'm at the age now where I gotta think about planning for my eventual death. And I'm gonna be cremated. I am not gonna put my family through that expensive rip-off shit like my dad had. When my dad died, he already bought the plot in a Jewish cemetery. He only wanted to be buried in a Jewish cemetery despite the fact that he never went to temple. Ate bacon every day, and the only time he reached out to God was to cover the points on the Knick games. But like in his head, if he's in a Jewish cemetery, God's gonna overlook that shit. I still had to go to the mortuary and buy the casket. Not too much of a markup on that shit, right? The funeral guy showed me this casket's between like $5,000 and $10,000. I'm thinking, made out of like mahogany wood, polish, brass handles and everything. It looked like nicer than anything that I had in my apartment. So, thank you. I'm trying to remember stuff that I wrote today. Looked like anything nicer than my apartment. And then I say, wait a second. I see this coffin way in the back, conveniently hidden, okay? It looked like a regular, plain, unpainted wooden crate with rope for handles. It looked like it was last used to transport oranges. I said, oh, what's the story with that one over there? He says, oh, that coffin over there, that's for very Orthodox religious Jews. I said, tell me more. He says, well, the religious Orthodox Jews believe the body needs to return to the ground as soon as possible, so the coffin has to be made of very inexpensive wood with no inside lining. Yeah, $400. But listen, picking a coffin is very, very personal to a loved one. So what you want to do is you want to ask yourself, what would your father, Herb Schneider, pick as his coffin to spend the rest of eternity? I said, hey, that's Rabbi Herb Schneider. What else have I got on that thing? You know what? I got writer's block, so I'm going to give it up. Thanks so much, guys.
David Schneider! We have Jordan, who's the sexy bald man, and we have you, another sexy bald man. The thing is, there's a difference, and it's changed a little bit because bald white men are more accepted than they once were. But bald black men have always had much more cool. Because it's the nature of the way white men used to go bald is that their part would just get lower and lower and lower until there were like two hairs that they kind of combed over. Black guys, once you start going bald, you just look in the mirror and go, I'm fucking bald. Yeah, the options aren't quite there. Well, listen, are you guys ready for your next comedian?
Yeah.
Are you? I don't think you are. Give it up. Give it up for your next comedian. Your next comedian is a man who's named for a king. Give it up for Arthur. Arthur, where are you at? Come on.
I think I was Arthur. My name is Ivan Salas.
Yeah.
God damn it, give it up for Ivan Salas.
There's a guy named Arthur who comes here with long hair.
That
wasn't me.
It's all good.
It's a default name.
It is all
So you're not
good.
baby girl? The He's cute.
So I'm Ivan. Give it up. Stranger. I hate it when celebrities post stuff online that is way too personal. Like last summer, the singer Michelle Branch, who's married to the drummer of the rock band The Black Keys, tweeted, "I just found out my husband was cheating on me with his manager, Hannah McKenna of Full Tilt Management." I thought that was way too personal, because that's how I found out. My girlfriend, Hannah McKenna of Full Tilt Management, was fucking the drummer from the Black Keys? What the fuck? That's actually how I found out, via celebrity tweet.
Wow.
Could you imagine
No.
this was something celebrities love to do? Just break terrible news to random people via hyper-specific tweets. Like Cardi B gets on Twitter and it's like, the results are in. Jeff Leibowitz, account manager at Salesforce, has chlamydia. It's tough when someone you love breaks your heart. I love the Black Keys. Now I find myself on Spotify having to switch through songs that I used to love. Baby, I'm howling for nope. You're not howling anymore in this Kia Forte. As a side note, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Justin Bieber. I find his tunes catchy and uplifting. Well, back in 2014, the fucking drummer for the Black Keys started talking shit about Justin when he was only a teenager. I assume Justin's initial reaction was, who? But eventually, Justin got pissed and tweeted out, someone should slap around the drummer from the Black Keys. Well, Justin, I know it's been 9 years, but if I ever have the opportunity, I will make your tweet come true. I'm kidding. I'm not a violent man, but I do hope that motherfucker pisses off Will Smith. So I'm just a regular dude. I'm not involved in the music industry at all, despite I kind of look like Dave Grohl, I guess. I'm just an accountant. It's true. No one outside my office calls me a rock star. Which is why I wasn't really ready to live my own personal sequel to Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That was my favorite movie. This is my least favorite ex-girlfriend. I didn't really know how to cope. I started going to a therapist. He told me I had a post-infidelity stress disorder, PISD, or pissed. I was. One of the symptoms of PISD Because now I shake a lot when I'm anxious, you might have noticed. I can't play Jenga worth shit. Every time I try to take a piece, the tower collapses. Like my love life did. I'll pick up the pieces, but if it ever happens again, I'm switching to Monopoly. I am kind of excited, though, about being single again. I love going to weddings alone, for example. That's because I find that every single bride measures how fun their wedding was based on how many of their single friends hook up. As soon as the ceremony's over, brides become like the leaders of a cult, just setting people up left and right. They'll be like, okay, Chad, you're gonna go with Ashley. She caught the bouquet. And Jeff, get the fuck out of here. Everyone knows you have chlamydia. And Ivan, you have to meet Tiffany. She has such a cool job, she manages Drake. Fuck off, Tiffany. That's the end of that bit. I'm from Argentina, home of the World Cup champions. Miami just got Lionel Messi. You guys got me. I can't promise you a championship, just silly stories and crippling anxiety. It was tough growing up in Argentina. It was dangerous. You could get robbed at gunpoint, at knife point, at any point, really. And I was a chubby little kid. I had voluptuous love handles. Everyone called me hip tits. One time, my parents sent me to a pizzeria a block away to go pick up a pizza. So I pick up this fucking pizza, I turn around and walking back home, and the dude stops me at knife point. He's like, hey, gordito, give me pizza. I'm like, Jesus, fine, take the box. I'm not gonna eat the whole fucking pizza, you fat fuck. 2 slices. He just takes the 2 slices and run off. But I wish he took the whole pie. Because when I got back home, no one fucking believes that story. Everyone thought on the walk back home I was just eating it like a chubby little ninja turtle, like nom 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 cowabunga nom 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 nom. My mom was pissed. She was like, go back to your room and think about what you did to keep tits. It was lawless. It was lawless in Argentina, but it had its cool parts too. Like, my favorite candy growing up was Marlboro Reds. One time I was in the bathroom smoking with some friends, and my math teacher walked in, and he was like, hey, can I bum one? I was like, yeah, here you go, Mr. Fernandez. What was the deal with that test this morning, man? You're killing us with these fractions. Another time, I was in a science class, and they were trying to teach us about photosynthesis, but me and my buddies were in the back, gambling with Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I was like, rídeme muy pendejos, 3 Pikachus. Well, I made 80,000 pesos that day, or $1.13. There were no rules in Argentina. I went to an all-girls high school. Remember, I had tits. No, but really it was like a historically female high school. They had recently switched, but the ratio was still like 10 girls to every 1 boy. And obviously, the most fun part about that is how easy it was to make the men's soccer team. I was goalie. I had a cool nickname. They called me La Silla, or the chair. Because a chair would stop more goals. One time they subbed me out for a chair. It was embarrassing. They made me bring the chair to the goal myself. At first I was pissed, but that chair had skills. I learned a lot by watching it. No, but obviously nowadays a lot of my friends ask, like, dude, you went to an all-girls high school, like, how much sex were you having? The answer is none. I graduated a virgin. It says so on my diploma. I don't know why the school put it on there, but it's true. The main reason is this. I am 6'3". In the US, that makes me tall. In Argentina, that makes me a freak de carnaval. There's a rule in Argentina, very scientific, called the L rule, which says that if you're short, you have a big old hog. And if you're tall, you don't. And the taller you are, the smaller it is. I've been taking this L my entire life. I've been living in the US over 20 years. I still have small dick energy. And the worst part is, if you ask any girl I've ever hooked up with, she will tell you that the L rule is plausible. How much time do I have?
You have what, like one?
I'll fuck around. There's a second reason, though, which was my best friends, the twins. Fuck the twins. There were these two beautiful, fuck, I haven't prepared this part all that well. These two super handsome dudes from my school that had a duopoly on female attention. Like, by the time they were 14, they were shredded, just abs everywhere. They walked around like this. But they were amazing dancers, so we would be at, like, the school dance, and they would be like, "Yes, princesas, step into our fancy footwork. Come with us after work to our home. Our mother will make us empanadas." That's how I got on the twins for now. Keep working. Thank you very much.
Come on. Keep this love fest going. Give me some energy. Come on, Ivan. One more time for Ivan, baby. Ivan is from Argentina, better known as where Hitler retired. Who knew that? Listen, we're going to keep this going, but I'm going to bring this next gentleman up, but I need a cheer from you guys. But it's a specific cheer. This is Alejandro, but I want a cheer of bravo. Bravo! 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 Give it up for Alejandro, baby! Come on!
Thank you, Patty. You're always amazing. Give it up for you guys, man. You guys are amazing. There's no other place in the world I'll be right now. This is the place. That and I'm broke. So I gotta do the work. Like Mark said, money makes the world go round. And I'm not part of it yet. I love crystals too, bro.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Get that course.
You're good. Algorithm, bro. That algorithm in that fucking app. I feel like there's some nerdy fucking hacker dude just hating on black and Latino man. So what I did is I changed my ethnicity to a white Jew, and I get all the fucking the 10s, the 9s, the 8s. No fat chicks anymore. Just, you know, I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, mustard right
Yeah, money, relationships, huh? Money. I'm learning, finally. I'm about to turn 40, y'all. I'm a little scared, actually, because I realized that to sustain a healthy woman relationship, you need to have money. And I didn't have my dad. He didn't teach me these things. So I'm kind of figuring it out now. And it hurts. So I gotta kind of lower my standards a little bit. I used to want to do like a 7 or 8. Now I'm just looking at 4s and 5s. Or like older ladies. So you got a pension? You swallow? Shit. But yeah, I was an immigrant when I came here. I was 2 years old. My mom was 15 years old. 17 years old, because I was 2 years old. And I'm an actor now. I'm unemployed because of the union and the SAGs. So I started doing the work, right? When you're not, like, as I learned as an artist, when you don't have any work, you gotta hone in on the craft. You gotta put the hours in, you know, somehow make yourself known. So I started doing the way, and I realized that my first acting gig was when I came to this country. I had to act like if I had papers. And it was, I think I killed that world, you know what I mean? For like 17 years. No one ever suspected anything. So I think I'm a pretty good actor. There's a lot of PTSD though, like in school, because if there was a time where if you were like immigrant, you know how kids are, they just give you shit. It's like prison, pretty much. Like if you're not from the right gang, like you gotta be like, yo, South Side, North Side, Paisa, which is paisano, right? Or you're not from, KKK, whatever. And I always wanted to be cool, man. First of all, when you're trying to be cool, you're never cool. That's the bottom line. I wish I knew that one too. But I'll get PTSD because I would think that they were gonna find out. Like, they were gonna find out that I wasn't from the United States. And that would take your credit away, and you'll have to hang out with all the people that don't speak English, the ESL, all that stuff. And I wasn't having that. So I kind of turned on my own paisanos. And I'm trying to figure that how I could use that now, like how I could turn on someone to make some money, actually. But speaking of Hunter Biden, I'm the one that sold him the coke. Just get it straight. I'm the guy. I told him, what the fuck you doing, bro? Not the White House, come on. Whatever. I do want to play a cartel one of these days because I get a lot of, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people look at me and they judge me sometimes. Even with my name, like Alejandro Bravo, there's like, they're expecting something, And I'm like, hey, I'm just like, just regular guy, dude. Sorry. There's no Bravo in the end. But I want to play a cartel because I've always had like immigration. Immigration has always fucked with me. Coming back, especially when I was a resident, when I didn't have my citizenship. I have my citizenship. Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate it. But they used to fuck with me, man. I would come tanned, because I'm from Acapulco, and Acapulco is really nice weather, party town. I always I'm a little darker, aviators, duffel bag, just happy, smelling like sun fresh, right? And then they would just look at me and be like, this motherfucker either has some keys, or I just don't like this motherfucker because he looks too happy. And then they would send me to the room and tell me to spread them. And it was tough because it was always my own kind or someone that looked like me, which hurts even more. It's like, they fucking got you, man. They got you. You're going against your own peeps. And then they found like 3 keys and yeah, so I'm turning 40 years old, like I told you guys, and it kind of hurts because I'm Mexican, right? And then all my brothers, cousins, they all have kids. They all are married. So I had a nephew who just had a kid. He's 20-something years old, and he just had a kid. And then I show up, a 40-year-old man. So I'm like crying outside in the car because I don't have any kids and I don't have anything to show my family that I'm actually, because they don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And they're like, what, are you trying to act? Are you trying to act still? So now they're all convinced that I'm gay. And I kind of just roll with it because I don't need to explain anything, right? Fuck it. It's way easier than trying to explain what I'm doing out here. So I might invite you one of these days to one of my cookouts just so we could just hang out. I'm not gay.
I'll say yes.
But it's hard, I feel like I'm neither like accepted from my family side. One, they don't understand me. And then I sometimes I don't even understand myself. But it's a pattern because even like growing up here, being born in Mexico and then coming here at a very young age, I never felt like I was from here nor there. So I should just be like gay, like fluid or something. That way, I'll probably be more comfortable with that than trying to figure out like who I am in my culture. But I love this country. It's given me a lot of opportunity. I'm not gonna lie. Like Patty said, this is one of the greatest countries in the world. Especially for being able to do stuff like this. They get me back to dating my own kind, actually, for the first time. It's been a couple years. Kind of took a break from Latinas. It's because I moved to the West Side. And it changes things a little bit, culturally. I'm very grateful to be on the West Side. You don't know how the East Side is. The East Side's not that... It's not that great. So I'm pretty proud of that. But I started dating my own kind. I realized that why I didn't date my own kind, because I'm in a little pickle now. I'm afraid to leave this relationship. I feel like she'll hurt me, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. When you date a Latina, you're gonna come out with some wounds. It's like two tigers going at it. Whoever wins, you're still gonna come out fucked up, like ripped apart or something. But when you separate from a Latina or any indigenous woman that has roots to something, you will never be friends. You're never gonna be friends with them. That doesn't exist. That's some Caucasian stuff. I had a Caucasian girlfriend and she wanted to be friends, and I was like, fuck you, I don't want to be friends. And then, this whole dog adoption thing, that doesn't happen. I'm not gonna. They'll train that dog to fucking bite you when the next time. And I'm not saying they'll be your enemy. They'll probably advise your enemy a little bit. Give you little pillow talk secrets. They'll treat you like a stranger. But there's what's the good thing about a Latina? There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot. It's a strong connection to my culture that I get. And it's sexy. It's like But then it's like, and you get burned. You could get fucking burned, and now I have like 3rd-degree burns all over my spirit. So I'm trying to figure that out. Because it is nice to date your own culture. There's just things that they know, It's like she tells me that that I don't like my own kind, but then I'm like, bitch, you don't even know Spanish. What the fuck you telling me? I majored in Mexican history. Fucking tell me. But yeah, I think that's it. I think, how much more time do I have? I'm done. Thank you guys. You guys have been lovely. You can find me on Instagram. I am Alejandro Bravo.
Bravo! 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 Well done. Well done. You're a good group. Well done. I love Latinos. I admire their work ethic. It's sexy. It's very sexy. A woman with a job. I recently celebrated my 31st wedding anniversary. Long time. I've been married to a tiny Filipino woman now. Yeah. Very tiny. I mentioned my tiny son-in-law before. Tiny. She's tiny. And the thing about a Filipino woman is she will never divorce you. She might kill you. She will never, ever, ever divorce you. 31 years. What the hell is wrong with this? 31 years of marriage, there are tricks that you have to play. Clap if you know where the hall pass is. My wife, that's again just an itty-weedy little Filipino. Her hall pass is Idris Elba. She loves her some Idris Elba. She calls him Hot Black Jesus. My hall pass is, of course, Sunda Kroonquist. Followed closely by the Cholula hot sauce woman. And in 3rd place, very close, Idris Elba. If anybody knows Idris's people, I've got a proposition for them. Listen, we're going to move right along, shall we?
Yeah.
This next comedian is a personal favorite of mine. He's a hell of a basketball player and an adequate tipper. Adequate tipper. I love him. You're going to love him too. So let's give it up for Kanye West. much enthusiasm.
I don't know what this is.
It's the list. It's the list.
Somebody's name was Crackhead.
Stop it!
That's on you.
No.
This is not today's list, so I mean, don't take it personally.
Those are my notes.
Nah, I was like, why is that? Read the list. What is the name?
I thought it was somebody.
Nah, I don't think that's a list. It's good, people. How's everybody, man? We're in here, man. We're doing it. What did I want to talk about? On Twitter, I seen, y'all see what happened to Mitch McConnell when he was talking? And batteries fell out. Fucking batteries fell out. That's what it looked like. If you don't know what happened, he's just kind of standing there and just like looking into the deep abyss. They're like, aliens exist. Like, so much news just came out, like, just trying to distract us from the fact that, like, everybody in power is just, like, old as fuck. Like, that shit is crazy, bruh. Like, the average age is, like, over, like, 70. Like, that's wild. Did I make that up? Maybe, but do you even question it? No. Think about it, bruh. Shit's wild. People were talking about growing up earlier. Growing up was real interesting because I feel like everyone has like that phase where you like look extremely awkward. Like everything just doesn't really go together. Like your ears are too big or too small. Like it's never the right size for your head. And then your head itself is too big for its body. You've been there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still there, but it's like it was crazier before. Like it was like I was even skinnier and I'm like, it was insane. But I went to a private school. I went to prep school, I guess not really private, most of my life. And then my senior year, my high school actually, I decided to go to public school because I had basketball dreams. Physically, I feel like I recently gave up my basketball dreams. I'm like 26 years old now. I know people were kind of laughing, my friends kind of had that same reaction when I told them, because it was actually like a few months ago that I gave up my basketball dreams. I was like, yo, what y'all, I think I'm gonna just let it go. I think I'm gonna just focus on this comedy, I just think basketball maybe for somebody else at this point, you feel me? And my friends were like, bro, like they're not really surprised because, I had a dream for myself, you feel me? Like, Michael Jordan, his story, like he didn't play his freshman year, but then like his sophomore year he played and he had that superstar career, what Jordans are now. Like I'm like, okay, my story. I didn't play freshman year either. I didn't play sophomore year. I didn't play junior year. I did not play senior year. I went to college, did not play any of those years. Got my master's, didn't play any of those years. But imagine if I had made it though. Like if I had still made it to the league, imagine how many kids I would inspire with my story, bro. And oh my God, who's that on the end of the bed? Is that Anya? He finally made it? Like what? He didn't play any years. He was just, he went crazy at the combine. I don't know how exactly I would make it work, but I had dreams. But I went to public school. Going to public school was like an eye-opening experience. We had to take the metro. Like I had to just like take the bus. And I took the bus down. I took the 210. I don't know if anybody knows the 210. I'm really in LA right now. But it's like goes down Crenshaw, like past like the Marathon store, all that stuff, Crenshaw Slauson. And I went to Westchester High School, which is nowhere near there. I used to take a bus to the school bus because we used a fake address. I'm out now. It doesn't matter. But I used to have to take this long-ass walk, and I had the Westchester uniform on, which is, like, bright red. And for the people that aren't gang-affiliated, bright red is not the correct color to be wearing down Crenshaw at all, right? And not just bright. Like, I'm telling you that the bright... I actually pulled up a photo of this shit because I was like, bro, this is crazy. You won't believe the story when you see the photo. So, like, I'm wearing my sweater vest. I'm walking... It's a sweater vest. It's not even like a regular sweater. Like this is the most. Like this is me. Like this is me with the shit on. Like I swear to God. Like this is me. And I was excited to wear the uniform. And the car stops in front of me, and then the window goes down. I see like it's four dudes in the car. And look at me and say, "Hey, where you from, little homie?" I was like, that way. I'm gonna take the bus and go that way. And they was like, all right, cub, but don't be wearing that red around here though. Next time I see you, better not have that shit on, or else it's gonna be trouble. And I see there's a gun in his lap. Ooh. And I'm like, for a sweater vest, you feel like I don't look like the gang type. Like I feel like if a gang was recruiting me, they're like having accounting trouble. Like I don't look the part. Like if I was part of the gang, if I was in a gang and I saw that me back then was a part of the gang, I'm like, okay, that's good. They're struggling. Clearly they're just taking anybody. Like this is. Like, if I'm the competition, I would feel very confident if I was the opposition. I'd be like, oh, this is what they got. Like, I don't know. very concerning. In a sweater vest, bro, getting pressed. They're like, take that shit off. I'm like, I guess. I mean, it's a bit warm. I was gonna take it off anyway. What you say, nigga? No, I'm taking it off. Crazy dude. Let's go into some shit. I like talking to my friends a lot because I get a lot of my material from talking to them, and we're all like leveling up in life. And they're like, bro, like, I love this group. I love us. This brotherhood is so real. Like, I know that as soon as we make this money, like, money is not going to change us, you know? And I immediately had to lead a conversation because I am 200% sure that money will change me. I've already seen it do it in small amounts. Like, throughout the week, I'll be eating mad regular, like Oreos, noodles, toast, bagels, sufficing. I'm full, enjoying myself. Let that paycheck hit my account. I'm going to restaurants, I'm ordering shit I ain't never ordered before. I'm just trying so much crazy stuff. Like, man, go ahead and give me that filet mignon. Niggas like, what? Filet mignon? Sir, what? This is $62. It's on the bottom of the page. Give me 2. I have money. You order that shit, and he's like, how do you want it done, sir? I don't know. Asking too much. You're trying to expose me. Nigga, do it the best way. I don't know. Excellent. I don't know. Do it good. I'm gonna eat it, nigga. That's for sure. You the chef, nigga. That shit be crazy, bro. Nah, but like, fuck. Speaking of getting money, man. You know the stress of being in a grocery store, not Whole Foods or anyone in particular. But like you're in a grocery store and there's like a long line and it's your turn and you swipe your card and your card gets declined. Oh my god, that's the worst feeling. Has anybody had that happen? I don't know. You guys have any decliners in here? It is so stressful, especially when you know you have money, right? Extra stressful, because now you have to prove to everybody in the store that you have money. You doing everything. Like you pull out pay stubs. Like, what's your Wi-Fi? I'm gonna log into my bank app. I'm gonna show you I got money right now. Should be stressful. The lady behind you thinks like, what would you do? She's trying to help out. Like, shut the fuck up, lady. I have 62 cents. It's 7.62. I have 7.62. If it was 762, I'd be confused. But 7.62, I have it. I know I have it. It's in here. Nah, but talking to my friends is cool. Like I said before, like we get a lot of material from talking to them. And one thing that I really love about my generation is like we're the electric smoking generation, right? Like e-smoking, like damn, they put an E in front of that shit, like email. That shit's cool. It's nice. They really made that trendy. I don't know, I smoke for a reason. But it really became like something really cool, like in our generation. And a lot of my friends were like scared to admit that like they were like addicted to that shit though. Like it would be bad. Like one of my friends, he was like looking for his vape. He's like, oh, you get my vape? I'm like, nah. He's like searching the car. Takes the fucking seat out of his car to find the vape underneath the seat. I didn't know you could fucking do that. I'm like, bro, you are tweaking, bro. What are you doing? He's like, bro, I need the flavor. Nigga, men got you acting like this? Cool men got you acting like this? Nigga, there's so many other ways to get it. There's gum, Listerine. Like, oh my god. You can get a cool mint. Like, we can get that at the store. They have cool mints. I don't know. It's stressful. Fuck do I want to close on, man? I really just been not thinking of shit lately. As my time expires. I know, it's crazy. It doesn't seem like I haven't been thinking about shit. Oh, you guys want to see my new background? Oh, it's like a
Yo, that's sick.
That's fire.
Right? Wish I was the only one doing this, but it's like it'll be trending soon. You'll catch on. They'll post the links.
I'm about to change my shit right now.
That's it. Yeah, it happens. It happens. That's what you do. You just spread the love. I'm about to close, so we don't want to close on. Somebody said they're driving a Kia, bro. I'm praying for you, bro. The Kia boys are out, bro. The Kia boys are out. That shit is terrible, bro. I'm sorry. I'm talking like I made the car. Like I'm sorry, bro. Like I don't know. We didn't know niggas had USBs. Like we thought they was out of style. We didn't know niggas was still carrying them around. It's like your car's weakness is a USB, nigga. What? It's like some movie shit. Like just plug the USB in, Jenny. We'll get out of here. Like what the fuck? Movie magic. But in real life, like, there's YouTube videos on how to do that shit. Like, I would feel offended if the person who stole my, like, vehicle wasn't even, like, a professional thief. Like, he didn't really hotwire my shit. Like, he just had a USB. Like, he watched a 7-minute YouTube video and now he has my car. Like, that's fucked up. Like, if it's, like, a dude who, like, went to, like, stealing school since, like, preschool and he's, like, oh my god, this thief is so good. And then he finally gets my car like after his graduation, like his thesis project for stealing is to steal my vehicle, but he's been stealing his whole life. I'd be like, okay, well, all right. Like, I'm not mad. You know, he's trained his whole life for this. Of course he stole my car. I don't know. I just feel offended for you guys that get your car stolen by thieves that aren't even professionals. Like, it's just like regular. They watch the YouTube videos, so they got a car. Like, fuck, that's like some Black Mirror shit. All right, y'all, I'm finna cut up out of here. Anya West on YEWST. What's
Come on, keep it going. One more time for Anya West. You know, you're making me hungry. You know, I love steak. What was the name of that steak? What's it called?
Let me know.
Yeah, you might have to order for me. Just talking about gangs, you know. Well, I'm from Chicago, you know. We had gangs, lots of gangs in Chicago. The white gang was called the Street Lords, and the black gang, the Vice Lords, and the Puerto Rican gang were called the Young Lords. But the most powerful gang was a Jewish gang. They're called the Landlords. Most powerful. Come on, give me some love. Come on, we're got two more comedians. You know, tonight is free cocaine night here. Yeah. School of Comedy. This next comedian is actually a very good friend of mine. I've watched him for the last couple of years. He's really good. He actually is a man of high character. He stopped a sexual assault on the other side of town a little earlier tonight. He changed his mind. Okay. Let's keep it going and give a little love to Lenny McKenzie. Come on, man up.
Couple years, I mentioned less than a year ago, Patty.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not a documentary.
Alright. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah, you all sound fucking great. I'm the last one.
Oh, second on the list.
Oh shit. Where did you go? Oh wait, the other one. I'm sorry. Never mind. So I'm trying to get my girlfriend to understand that, like, I'm only with her for her looks. You know what I mean? like, you know what I mean? Cause she's 17, so like she doesn't. I should clarify. I'm 20. I look fucking 40.
You should clarify some more, bro. Just because it's being filmed.
I'm not sure my ID. I wish I had my TikTok account. That should be enough. Yeah, and I did say I knew who Archie Bunker was. So I might get a fucking DM from Epstein after this. Definitely still alive.
He doesn't go with 17-year-olds.
Yeah, no. But I can't tell the difference, honestly, between him and a more. Fuck. Come in if you're outside. It's cool. Oh, this guy. It's cool. We'll take a seat. It's kind of fucking killed the vibe in here. Yeah. Fucking man. Come on, extra time for this shit. Come on in. Okay, where the hell did you go? Where'd the guy with the big fro go? Did you just leave already?
Yeah, he left.
What? Yeah.
Oh, alright. He was a Jew, right?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
He looked like it.
He didn't identify.
Yeah. I mean, I look like a fucking Teletubby right now. But get on with it. I'm trying to explain to my girlfriend that I only like her for her looks. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And like, she doesn't get that because she's dumb. And she's dumb because she's hot. But like,
Dumb hot.
yeah, exactly. And like, I love dumb girls because they can't defend themselves in court.
Yo.
But they can be kind of fucking annoying. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because we're in a relationship. So we decided, you know, I looked at her and said, I want to fuck you. And she looked at me and thought I could fuck that. So, you know, we have that in common. We find each other to be physically attractive for some reason. And I don't know why the fuck she asked me what kind of music I like. Because you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Now she's trying to tell me shit about her that I don't give a fuck about. And like it's just kind of weird. Cause like she's 17 and she doesn't have much of a personality. God damn it.
My bad, bro.
That better not be her.
It is her.
Can't keep defending you, dude.
What was I?
She was 17.
Oh yeah, she's fucking dumb, bro. Like she annoys the shit out of me because like I just want to fuck her. You know what I mean? Most 17-year-old girls aren't like good for anything besides their pussy. Like it's fucking. It's just true. Most 17-year-olds in general don't have any fucking like personality or credit or shit. I'm gonna say she's 18 to make this a little less uncomfortable.
Yes. You know this is California. Yeah, you need to chill, bro.
Whatever. She's Hispanic and Palestinian, so I'm being progressive. Yeah. No, it's just pretty bad. She just says dumb shit that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like I'll just be like I'm trying to make it as clear as possible to her that I'm just interested in her for her body, cause her personality is shit. You know what I mean? But she keeps just talking to me about stupid shit. Like I'm just like staring at her tits, and she'll be like, "Oh my god, I like listening to Drake," and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like what? Why would you think I fucking care? It's just. All right. Here's the thing, right? I need her to understand that, like, when it comes to people I want to fuck, I just want to fuck what's on the outside. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for her to be talking to me. I select people I want to fuck for what's, you know, there's nothing to do with their personalities, so I could look at them. I like looking at them. I don't like hearing from them. Okay? My friends are the exact opposite. I like looking at my friend. I mean, I like hearing from my friends. I don't really give a fuck about hearing from them and shit. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why the fuck she keeps talking to me about shit I don't give a fuck about, like Drake and shit. Cause one of my friends would never just fucking stare at me. You know what I mean? Like I don't think she understands why people select people the way they do. Yeah. I never fuck one of my friends though, for a lot of reasons. But the main one is most of them are guys. And I kind of find gay guys to be like disgusting for the most part. Like a lot of them, like I used to live with a gay guy for like 2 weeks, and he fucked everyone in our neighborhood through Grindr. Like it's fucking gross, really. You know what I mean? Like male sexuality doesn't do well with male sexuality. Like that's kind of a breeding ground for disaster. You know what I mean? Like they fuck a lot. Like there's a lot of fucking. Male sexuality with female sexuality are more balanced out. You know what I mean? Female sexuality with female sexuality is fucking perfect. Like that's a perfect medium. I know that because I've seen a lot of films on it. Because I'm not a homophobic Teletubby.
Clearly.
I don't know what the fuck else I was gonna talk about. I don't rape women. You're welcome. No applause I get. No, I say that because I love women, okay? That's the only reason I don't rape women. Because like I could totally do it. It's not a hard crime to commit. I just don't commit it because I have a heart and I care about women. No applause, okay?
Does your girlfriend feel that way?
I don't give a fuck. You are listening. I don't care about what she thinks or feels because she's 18 and she's stupid. Like I don't.
Lenny, tell him the joke is that you don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, whatever. I don't have a girlfriend. And I'm not a fuck. God damn it. So I wanted to say is that when it comes to committing crimes, I do not rape because of my heart. You know what I mean? Like it's very like I don't rob banks because it's hard. You know what I mean? But it has nothing to do with my morality. Like I'd probably get shot. But I don't rape because it's bad, even though it's not that hard of a crime to commit. So all right. How much time am I at, Sam?
1.
Fuck. All right. I'm just gonna do some tried and true. Room was fucking dead anyways. Been at 2 hours already. We're kind of fucked. But I like fucking women.
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I love you.
Okay.
I'm not anti-Semitic or homophobic. What was I saying? I like fucking homeless women. I love fucking homeless women. They're the best, bro. They don't take long to get ready. They don't have to be home at a certain time. You drop them wherever the fuck you like. Fucking ideal women. Other woman I wanted to fuck would be like a woman that's in Al Qaeda. You know what I mean? Like I want to like meet an Al Qaeda woman and like nut on her face, so I could tell people that I shot an Al Qaeda in the face. Showed her an explosion. Do a dark joke. Am I just out of time?
Done so.
Fucking A. All right. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Listening to that shit. Thank you. Good night.
Where can we find you, Lenny?
Oh, Lenny McKenzie on Instagram, TikTok, and not Facebook because I'm 20. Fuck that. I'm white. I'm good.
One more time for Lenny McKenzie. Give it up. Lenny will be appearing next week at the Benefit for the National Organization of Women. And the week after at Wokefest. So, Lenny's entire act kind of consists of this. You know when someone comes up to you and says, I don't mean any disrespect.
They say some disrespectful
Say the most fucking disrespectful shit they could possibly say. But give it up for him. He's a fantastic. His career is taking off. You know, he will be featured in as a big-bootied altar boy in Kevin Spacey's comeback vehicle, Inappropriately Touched by an Angel. Are you ready for your headliner, ladies and gentlemen? And you guys have been great. You're a great audience. Really, I'm giving up for yourself. Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes it is the audience, but not this audience. You fucking guys. So this is our headliner. He has amazing hair. I just want to tell you, amazing. I admire this man's hair. He's a sexy young man. I am not the least bit homosexual, but I'm inviting him back to my house for a little light Greco-Roman wrestling after the show. Put your hands together for Keon. Come on!
Alright, so my name's Keon. Thanks for everybody for sticking around. At 20 years old, I had my first experience with a girl. You're thinking virginity. No. I held her hand. I was so afraid of girls. In my brain, girls didn't like kissing. They didn't like any intimacy. Nothing. I was just like that was just like crazy to me. I was so afraid of making a move on a girl because I was afraid that they just wouldn't like it. So summer rolls around, and that's when I meet Sharon. I had just finished my second year as an engineering major. I studied every day, without sleep. You know, it was like hardcore. And most people, they travel, they relax at the beach. Me, I decided to relax with an optional, extremely optional physics class. It was really fun. Fast forward to a study session. It's me and this beautiful girl, Sharon, and her friend who couldn't make it. So I had said I had needed help with physics. I didn't need help with physics. I really wanted to ask her out, but at the end of the day, I just didn't know if she wanted to go out. At the end of the night, I didn't know if she wanted to go out. Guys, I had spent 3 hours with this girl in this physics class. We didn't do any physics. We just talked the entire time. We just joked around. I texted her friend. I was like, "Oh, are you coming to the physics study session?" She's like, "What physics study session?" Sure, her friend, like, she didn't text her about it. I was like, damn, she must have forgotten. I had no clue. And then she decides to, then she invites me to dinner, the beach. I'm like, damn, these are weird places to study physics. And eventually I was like, oh wow. She's like, I started to get the feeling like, oh, she was into me. And that is where the end of my material is. So I'll let everybody go free for the night. Have a good night.
this young man one more time. Listen, you guys have been great. Give yourself a round of applause. One more time for the LA School of Comedy.
One more time for Patty.
Look, Jerry Springer's dead. I can take that bit. Listen, I'm going to speak kind of seriously to you guys for a moment. I do that on occasion. People are shocked, but I do. There are not a lot of funny people in the world. And there are some funny people here tonight. So let's take care of each other.
Yeah.
Let's take care of each other. Let's laugh at each other. Let's instead of looking at each other and judging each other by what we look like, let's take the time to get to know each other.
Except Lenny.
To really get to know each other. Lenny, he's a big softie. You know, he's like a golden retriever with anger issues. Because if we do take the time to really get to know each other, we can learn to dislike each other for other reasons. Have confidence. Listen, if you think you're funny, you might be funny, but you'll never know until you take it from the page to the stage. You've been great. This is the end of our show here at the LA School of Comedy. Thank you so much. God bless you. Leave in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead. I'm Teddy.